Okay, so end of it. The point is to understand what each of this does, not to mug it up. But when you look at some solution over Google, you should be able to figure out what the solution is and what the guy is telling you. Okay, there were 6 to 7 solutions, but I had picked only one solution, and that too not completely. I had to tweak it because I could understand what he was doing, and I only took some part which is useful to me. Okay. So similarly with all these methods which you have been looking for, strings, date and time, characters, numbers, we had a lot of methods, right? Like index of, so on and so forth. All those methods are meant to be the same. You have to understand what each method does, and then you just go back to Google and check what is that you want. Then it will give you the answer, like reverse engineering types, right?
Yeah.
Right. But there are few methods like dot length, dot strip for strings, and few others, index of, and few others which are easy, and also we use them like multiple number of times, so they should be on your fingertips, but not the complicated ones. Compared to concat, few of them should be on your fingertips, like most used ones. You will get to know the most used ones once you start practicing. Don't worry. So we'll go to methods. We all know what methods are. So inside a class, we have some functionality to do. We have some work to do with the variables. We have declared some variables to store data, and then there is no point in just storing data. We have to process that data. We have to get some output out of it. So if you want to get that output, you have to write some code to manipulate it. All that commands which you are going to use will be split into multiple methods depending on functionality. For example, let me check. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, 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 mm. Okay, let's go to some selenium type of example. Okay, so uh, I have this java hyphen methods. Okay, if I do right click, inspect, this is what it shows. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I have this java hyphen methods. Okay, this is called the HTML or DOM DOM of the given web page. So in this DOM, these are called elements. We will come to HTML after Java. Okay, then this is one of the elements which starts with A. A means link. Then this element, I can click on it. I can just take my mouse to it and check if the color is being changed. Okay, whoever is the owner of this tutorial point website, when creating, he might have checked. So I want to hover my mouse. When I hover, its color is supposed to be changing in the background. That would be one of his test cases because he designed it. He wanted to be like that. And without checking it, he wouldn't publish his website. Right. Though it is a static website, we are not going to do anything much inside it like submitting forms, gathering information or something. All that we do is just open the web pages and read the static content. But still, he wants it to look beautiful. So he had made it highlight upon mouse over like this. So he would be checking this. So we have two different things to do with one link. I have Java-methods. One is I just hover over it and check if the color is changed. And the second one is I click on it. I literally click on it and see that the URL is getting switched and the appropriate web page is opening. Two functionalities for the same thing. Okay. So the two functionalities, I would like to separate them and write in two different methods. That's all. That was what I wanted to tell. Like, so inside a class, I declared a variable by name element, for example. So apart from int, string, blah blah, we have one more type called web element. Okay, like this web element in Selenium. Once we download the Selenium package, we will get this predefined. It's actually a class. So we are declaring a variable of type web element, which is now element becomes an object. So I'm gonna do this like this. Web element, some whatever it is, I will just keep it like this for now because you still don't have idea about the syntaxes of Selenium. So I would get the element in some way defined in Selenium and I would store it in this element. After I store it in this element in one of the variables like this in my class, after storing them, I will start first method public static int click function. Maybe just click. Click parenthesis element. Which element do I want to click? The element might change sometimes. The element is with Java overriding. The element is with this. Okay. Inside that, I will take this element which came as input to me. So arguments are nothing but inputs for the function. Okay, so this is how you declare a method. Public, static is not mandatory. So the return type, we're not going to return anything, we are just going to click it. Or maybe we will return true or false if it is working correct or not. Okay, so boolean, public, boolean, click with the web element in the parenthesis as an argument. So based on the input argument, we will write something like in Selenium we have a click option directly. So element dot click, just like array1 dot length, the function which we had, there is a click function in Selenium predefined. So we will get more understanding of it in further sessions, but just for understanding, after writing, I would like element dot click, something like this. After clicking, I want to verify if page loaded. Okay, this all I will be writing in Selenium later on, but that is the basic content of my method. Then I will stop my method, close, verify, then it will return true or false based on the verification part. Then another method that would be like public boolean hover, like mouse over, hover, mouse over. Okay, so public, sorry, what was that? Boolean. Boolean, then mouse over. And in the parenthesis again I will have element. So here I will write a function element dot mouse over, then I will write a verification color change. Okay, then I will return true or false depending on my verification. So I have two methods in the same class. So methods are usually used to depict one functionality at each point of time. We are not going to clutter all the functionalities into one method. Okay, we will split them. Now we have our actual test case which actually check if you mouse over its color should change. After mouse over you will actually click on it. Both we will do at the same time, just both the test cases. Okay, so mouse over and click. In your test case you will call both the methods together. So public static void main string flower sorry square brackets args, which is like a blank arguments, then open the parenthesis. In that whatever the class whatever the method name that you will call, like what was it, what did we name our method? Click. Yeah, so click, in parenthesis I will pass my element whichever it is, one of these. Then I will, in the next statement I will call mouse over, sorry, first I will call mouse over, then I will call click, right? So mouse over of element, then click of element. So I am reusing the two methods that I have written above to finish my test case. Okay, and actually I'm not bumping all my code into a clutter which actually causes confusion and rework if something changes. Okay, so we usually split the code into methods and then we call the methods. So how do we call the methods? For example, we have this min function. Okay, forget about all this. Okay, only take a look at this. So if I want to call the function, I will say something like this. Min function parenthesis, I want two integers in this n1 and n2, two integers. So I'm sending two integers 6 and 9. I'm not going to send 6.6 and 9.4, it will throw my error. I have to send it only integers. So min function parenthesis 6 comma 9. So that is how you call the function. I mean you reuse the function. You have already written the code. Now you don't want to write the same code. So you would reuse the functionality which you have written. So here is an example. Actually it would be easy if we do it like this. Okay, just ignore this. And then ignore this also. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like this so that you wouldn't see it. Now I have two integers in my actual function. Now I want to print highest number out of this. What will I do if I want to get the highest number? We have written the flow chart, right? So we get the two numbers. After getting the two numbers, I will compare. So like if a greater than b, sorry, this is got confused. So if a greater than b, system dot out dot println. Okay, maximum number is close add a is greater, so plus a. Now else b. Here it is only one single statement that we are repeating. There might be cases where we are going to repeat like tons of statements with the maximum number. Okay, there is no point repeating. So what I will do is I will keep int c temporarily. Then I will say c equal to a, and then c equal to b. At the last I would do c, okay, to avoid repetition. Now because this is a very small case, it just came into 1 2 3 4 5 8 lines. Okay, what if the problem statement was even bigger? Not only the maximum, but maximum out of like 10-15 numbers. That would be difficult, right? So now that I have int b equal to 12, int e equal to 34, and so on. If I have so many numbers, I have to keep on repeating this. Okay, like if I have 10 numbers, I have to repeat this 10 times as per our loop. So what I will do is I take this, okay, I cut this, and I will make a new method, and I will write like this. I just put c equal to a, c equal to b, same thing, right? And I need a new variable called c. Then here this is the part I have removed. Now how would I get it back? I want it to get it back out of that function, right? I just don't want to keep that output to that same function. So if I want to give it back to the place where it was called from, I have to write a return statement in the end. Fine. So in the return statement, I will return my maximum number. So int c equal to whatever the method is, and a comma b. Oops, sorry. So as simple as that. See, it's the same thing that I've written, right? So this is how you split a function, sorry, a functionality into a function. You have some functionality, and that then you uh, cut it. You literally cut the statements from the main program and then put them all into the function, and then add a return statement if required. Not always, but only if required. If you are adding a return statement, you have to keep whatever this is. Min is an integer. So if you are returning an integer, you have to keep int here. If you are returning a string, if at all min was a string, you have to write string here. Okay. So whatever is the return statement working with a data type, that data type should be displayed here. And in the main function, we are not returning anything. Okay, that is why we have written as void. Void is like blank, nothing, empty. So if I'm doing nothing, I have to mention nothing only here. So it's void. So instead of writing some keyword like nothing, they just gave a technically beautiful word called void. Right? So this is how it works. Now if I run, maximum value equal to 6. So how would I know that this function is being called? Sorry, minimum value 6. If I want to know that, I will write like system dot out dot print ln I am called, just as an indicative message. Okay, so it printed I am called. So that means this function was called. Then did this line, the first line, execute and did it go here? I will put this here. Check. Yes, it was printed. So that means this also worked. So if I go here and print, it means I have two steps now. Okay. So even when I execute, I am called. This is being printed. So that means it went into the if loop. If I do the same thing with else loop, it did not print I am called because else loop was not executed. If condition itself was true. Okay, so the first number is greater than second number. Yes. So only this statement was called and this did not get called. So if you have any doubt about the execution of any function, you can add a dummy system out println statement like this wherever you have a doubt, okay, and execute it to see if that gets printed. For example, I have an error here, int x equal to min. I'll do like this. So there is some error. It directly shows int x equal to min here, but sometimes it may not show the error. So now I have a doubt. I'll print it here. Okay. But still it did not get executed. The error is in this line. Still it did not get executed here. That means it is a compilation error. It's not a runtime error. If it were runtime error, this would have been printed. So this error was caught right during the compilation itself. Then int g equal to something like this. This is also a compilation error. See, still this did not get printed, so it's a compilation error. Sorry. Now this is a runtime error. 3 divided by 0, you cannot divide something by 0, right? So this is a runtime error. This got executed, but an error was thrown here. That means it is a runtime error. So I'll print it after this. If at all I didn't have a facility to print errors like this, okay, in that case, this is how I will test. I'll print here once, I'll print there once. So only one was printed and the second one was not printed. That means this line was having some issue. This is where it got stuck. Now I will resolve this issue. This is how you work with it. Okay, usually we get errors in the console like this. This is called console in Eclipse. So this is where we usually get errors, outputs, whatever you want to print, system out, println and everything. Okay, there is option to print directly to a file. They are called log files. And there is an option, but we will look at it when dealing with files. For today, we'll look into methods. Okay, so this is how I have called a method inside my main function. Similarly, I'll be writing two methods over here, one for hovering and one for actually clicking. I will call those two methods here just in the similar fashion. Okay, this is explanation about the void keyword. Then this is like passing parameters. We have seen it. So in this, let me tell you. In this method, if I want to compare two numbers, forget about this statement. Okay, here. Forget about something over here. Okay. Now I just cut my main code and pasted it here, like we have done earlier. After pasting it here, I'm just wondering where my N1 and N2 will come from. Okay, N1 and N2 should come from the main program and transfer here. So if you want to transfer variables between two methods, this is the medium. Okay, so then you write two arguments, int n1 and int n2, with the help of their type, not n1 and n2, just directly int n1 and, excuse me, int n2. Okay, so these are my requirements. Now coming back to main program, I will see what am I expecting from this method. I am expecting the maximum number, so I want something like this: int, so minimum number, int min equal to min function. So if I want something back, I have to write a return statement. Okay, that's all will be explained in the next. Okay, now we will look at some examples and then try to write some programs for them. All right. Um, dun, 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 dun. Okay, I want to swap numbers. That means, where is this? Yes. Forget about this for now, and this for now. So this is what you have: int a equal to 11 and int b equal to 6. The final output should be something like, it should be printed like this: a equal to 6, b equal to 11. This would be my final output that is supposed to be printed over here. Okay, if this is my final output, it is called swapping because we are swapping two numbers. Okay, so starting with Diksha. Diksha, I'll make you a presenter. Just open the draw IO and draw a flowchart to swap two numbers. Then we will convert your logic into Java code. Okay, hope your Eclipse is ready to work with.
Uh, no, Sisha, actually, I'm using a tablet right now. So, I mean, any of the tools doesn't work in this. I mean, it comes like in the micro size actually. So, pretty much you're not comfortable with the tablet.
Understand tablet. Okay, so Omer, do you hear me now, or is it still the same? Yeah, you can hear me. Right, so can I make you the presenter? Will you draw the flow chart and then shall we practice? I need one of you. I can't be doing all the thing all the time, right? Umer, I don't hear a thing from you. Oh, still he's having the same problem. Are you guys able to hear Umer? I don't hear a thing from him.
No, Anusha.
You two don't hear him, right? Yeah. Mm. Oh man, what's going on? Okay, if this is the case, I'll do it. Draw I will. Okay, so our problem statement is swap two numbers. Mm,
So it can be A equal to B, B equal to A.
if you do A equal to B, just a second.
Okay.
Nothing, just was texting to Umer that it's okay if I can't hear him. He should be able to hear me. Right. So right now I have A equal to 10, then B equal to 2. Okay. Now if I do A equal to B, and if I print A, if I print B, A will print as 10 anyways. Sorry. B, A equal to B. That means B's value was copied into A. You have assigned B's value into A. So if you print A, it will be 2. If you print B, then also it will be 2. Right?
Yeah.
Now if you do B equal to A, what does it happen? Just the number 2 gets exchanged between B and A. The 10 is totally gone.
Uh,
Right?
Yeah, I think we'll take a third variable.
Yes. So what we are going to do is sum C equal to B. Okay. Now A is 10. Now I will do print C, which will be 2. Okay. Now if I do this, A, uh, I have not manipulated anything with A, so A will be 10. I have tweaked B, so B is also 10, and C got 2. Okay. Now I will do A equal to C. Now if you do print A, B, C, A got C, which is 2. B got 10 already. Now we didn't manipulate anything in special, and C already has 2. Now we just kill C. I'm just giving it an example. You really don't kill a variable. Okay. So just forget about it. That means. So now it got exchanged. Right. So get A comma B. Then what did we do? Copy B into C. Then next copy A into B. Then finally copy C into A. This is what we did, right? So if you look at this code of ours, this is a pseudocode. This is not Java, this is not any language. I just wrote like that. Okay. But it's actually Python. Python looks like this. Very simple. Okay. So if we take a look at this, we got we get A and B, then we copy B, then we copy, then we copy. Okay, so I want to start writing my Java code for that. So if I want to get in int A equal to 11, then int B equal to 6. Now int C. After declaring C, I will do C equal to B. Okay, because this is a repetitive statement, I can do directly like this. Then what do we have to do? B equal to A, close. Then A equal to C. That's all. This is our program, and we will enclose this with, sorry, public static void main string of args, and then some parentheses, and then some public class with some name swap, like this. And finally some package will be there, maybe whatever the name of the package which you have given. So finally my program is going to look like this. So now I have taken this flowchart and I have converted into my Java code. Okay, so now let's take even odd numbers. So my problem statement is like print all odd numbers between 2 and 45. This is my problem statement. So what would I do first? Uh, so first I would take 2. Okay, then now do this. So 2 divided by 2 equal to 0, question mark. If it is yes, just ignore the number, and then if it is no, then print the number, or to be a little forward, store it in an array. Then after this, do whatever you want, and then just go back like this. Then take next number. Okay, then we have another verification to make over here, like that number is less than 45. Okay, we just can't go with every other number, right? So if it is yes, we will go. If it is no, we will stop the program. Okay, so this is my flowchart. Now how do you convert it? Tell me, come on, dictate. I'll type it.
We can do it using a for loop. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for loop, what is inside the for loop?
I equal to 2, I less than equal to
I
45,
equal to
I
2,
plus plus. So,
I less than or equal to 45, then
I
I
plus plus.
plus plus. Okay,
Yeah.
so this,
Then
yeah,
I percentage 2 equal to 0.
I percentile.
I yeah, equal to 0.
Okay, so you want me to put it inside an if?
Yeah.
So do you think what I have written is correct?
No. Yeah. No, int
Yes.
I. I mean, int I.
No.
I.
Okay. Int I.
Okay, 197.
Yes. One more. There's one more bug.
Int I percentage 2 equal to 0.
Right.
Then
Absolutely. So if I
storing a lot
percent,
of int I line.
no, we are storing it in an array. We are not printing it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand why. Oh, because we need to print all the numbers. It's not just one number.
Print all of them together, not one after the other.
Oh, that's why
Keep.
you're storing it in array. Okay.
I mean, the whole purpose may not be to print. There might be some other purpose to
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay. So, for example, instead of
We
printing,
need to take a.
like
Mm-hmm.
count number of. So, what if it is like this? So, okay. So, somehow I just wanted to take it into an array as per my flowchart. Okay. So, how do you take it into an array?
A of I, or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we need to declare.
So, but I is 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay. If
So,
I
this is wrong.
percent.
A of I equal to I.
Okay.
First of all, we have to declare this int A. Okay. Then, here, instead of A of I, we need to do something like A dot append of I. Okay, so something like append. I want to add this value in the next element of I. Okay, so I would say append in Java. Wait, append for arrays, right? How do I add new elements to an array? So this is like add. So the function for add literally is I. So by the end of the program, I will do, wait, this is the shortcut for system.out.println syso print a. Okay, and this would be your
Okay.
method.
Adding. I didn't understand A dot add. I.
Yeah, so for example, I already have a equal to 1 comma 4 comma 6. This is my element. Now I have some x equal to 8. Okay, I want to push this 8 into a as a fourth element. Okay, if I want to push this 8 as a fourth element and get the final, oops, right, if I want to get my output like this 1 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8. Okay, so I'm pushing x as the fourth element, And if A has some 10 elements and I want to push X as the 11th element, okay, I would do A dot add X. Then I will achieve
Got
this.
it.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
called appending, technically appending element into an array. Okay, pushing a new element into an array is called append. Okay, so now I have declared an empty array here without anything. Once I declared empty array, now I am adding I if it is not equal to 0. I am taking odd numbers. Okay, finally I'll print a dot length. I'm not going to print a, I'm going to print a dot length or something like this because I want to count.
Okay, so if you have to print A, you just give A of I.
Sorry, if I want to,
We just print all the numbers, so we give it as A dot A of I,
if I want to
right?
print, I'll just say a, not a of I.
Mm, okay, so okay. Yeah, A is already declared as I. Okay, okay, got it.
So, if you do this, it means, for example, I have I equal to 6. If I say a of I, it means the 7th element in A.
Okay,
Okay, A
yeah.
of I is used to access a specific element inside A. If you want to print the entire array, you would just say A,
Okay, got it.
right? Hmm. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, then what shall we do? We did loops, we did if else, we did some of them in sorting. Okay, maybe we can do the sorting thing, though it's a bit mad as an example. Okay, so I will get like a equal to, I want, sorry, I want 10, 1 comma 2 comma 5 comma 3 5, sorry, not to confuse, 1 2 3, okay, 4. Okay, I get this array. Now first I'll get first 2 elements. Okay, then sorry, assume they are x and y, the first two elements, x greater than y. Okay, if x is greater than y, I want to sort in ascending order. Okay. If x is greater than y, that means the first element is greater than the second element. Now I'm going to swap both of them. Okay, so we did the swap thingy, right? So just swap. If no, just get Next, two elements. Okay, then 5 and 3. Then compare them and then repeat this process. Then get 7 and 4. Then repeat this process. Sorry, get not next to two elements. Get second comma third elements. Okay. So after 1, 2 are swapped if required, I'll get 2 and 5. They are fine in their own place. Then I'll get 5 and 3. They are required to be switched. Then I will get 5. After switching, we have 5 and 8. Okay. Then I will do, so 1 comma 2, I will leave them as it is. Then we have 2 comma 5, I will leave them as it is. Then we have 5 comma 3. So swap. After swapping, we have 5 comma 8, leave them as it is. Then we will have 8 comma 7. So swap. Okay. After swapping, we will have 8 comma 4. So swap. But still it's not done. You have what? 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, sorry, 7, 8, 4. Finally we got 1, 2, 3, 5. After 5, what did we get? 7. Then we got 4. Then we got 8. This is not correct, right? This is not the correct ascending order. So after like doing for all consecutive elements, all this process, then again uh, we go back here. Okay, now I repeat the same process again, right? Now what will happen? 1, 2 is fine, so no swap. Then 2, 3 is also fine, no swap. 3, 5 is also fine, no swap. 5, 7 is also fine, no swap. Now 7, 4 is not fine, so swap. 4, 7. Now 7, 8 is fine, so no swap. But still it's not correct. And there was technically one swap. Okay. So I will repeat this until the number of swappings is 0. So how many ever times I'm going to swap, I'm going to count the number of swaps in each iteration. Okay, I'm gonna swap, count the number of swaps done. Okay, so here in the second iteration, this was the first iteration. Okay, this was the result of first iteration, this is the result of second iteration, and still there was one swap. So the number of swaps is not 0. So I'll swap again. 1 and 2 are fine. 2 and 3 are fine. 3 and 5 are also fine. 5 and 4 are not fine, so swap. After swapping, 5 and 5 and 7 and 8. So the number of swaps here is 1. Okay, so I would do it again. So 1 is okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Everything is fine. So no more swaps. So the number of swaps is 0. Okay. So you repeat this whole process 4 times. This is an example of nested for loop. We have seen nested if else, but we never saw nested for loop, right? So swapping is the best, no, sorry, sorting is the best example of nested for loop. If we look at sorting algorithms, no, what's wrong? Okay, there is no sporting algorithm, it's only sorting algorithms in Java. Okay, so we have something called sorting and searching, which are very basic things. Okay, but after looking at them, you will simply get puzzled. Forget about search. Okay, so for sorting, we have something called insertion sort. Okay, then we have something called merge sort. We have something called bubble sort. Okay, so how does insertion sort work? Insertion sort will work something like this. I'll explain you. Okay. I just need a pencil. Okay, anyways. So I have something like 34, 43, 32, 21, 23, 22, 11, 7, and 51, and then 87, 46, and so on. So these are my numbers. Okay, let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, so these are my numbers. Now I will take the number 12 and then keep it. Then I will take the number 34 and keep it. First two numbers. I will get the third number 43. So is 43 on the left side or in the middle or on the right side? I will see if this is less than, greater than, or in middle of these two. So something like if x less than a, else if x greater than b, then else. Three conditions. Okay, so I will verify. Now I see that it falls in here. Now I will get next number 32. Now I will compare with each and every number in the same way. Here we had only three conditions. Here we'll have four conditions. It increases. Now we have 32. Okay, so where does 32 fall? 30. I'm going to insert it in between numbers. So that is why it is called as insertion sort. After getting 32, I'll get 21. Now where does 21 fall? 21 falls here. I'm going to insert it into position 2 by pushing everything behind. Now 23. 23 comes here. I insert it here. Now 22. I go back. 22 here. Now 11. 11 comes here. Then 7 comes here. Now again back and forth. You keep on moving back and forth between the elements. So where does 56 stand? 56 stands here. Okay, until you're done with all the elements. So this is how you do an insertion sort. You pick the first two elements and then get each of these elements and insert them into appropriate positions by comparing all the existing elements. This is insertion sort. Then you have merge sort. Let me check what is merge sort. Merge sorted is a bit crazy. People never use it actually. Mm, okay. So merge sort is something like this. I take 12 and 34 first. Okay, then I sort these two, calculate the middle value and sort these two. Okay, and middle is like 36, 46, so 23. Okay, then the next one would be 34, 43. Sorry, 43, 32. So 32 and then middle and then 43. Okay, then 21, 23, 21 middle and 23. Okay, and so on, and then I will be combining them. Then we have this kind of bubble sort. Yeah, the one which we did is bubble sort in the first thing. Here we did, right? We compared first two elements, second two, third two, fourth, and then two elements. Then until the number of swaps becomes 0, we keep on comparing the adjacent elements and switching them. This one is bubble sort. Then this one is insertion sort. Just remember these two. Merge sort is a bit crazy, but people never use it. If you wanna understand it better, mm, let me try getting a better example. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Hmm? Okay, so in merge sort, we actually split the array into two, the first half and the second half. Okay, so for dividing for dividing them into two, first we will read the maximum and the minimum. Okay, then whatever is like less than the half, we'll put them into one array. Whatever is greater than the half, like we took two numbers, maximum and minimum, out of each, because getting maximum and minimum is a simple for loop. Okay, than sorting. Sorting is a nested for loop, right? So we take the first minimum and maximum and divide them into half, and then if something is greater than that half, we take two arrays basically, split one array into two. Then for each array again we do the same thing, split the array into half again, like find the middle of the array, and then split it, like something bigger and something smaller, and then the second half, in the first iteration we got the second half, right? That will also be split into half. Okay, until we get arrays of elements having one or two elements that are sorted. Then we will combine all of them together like this. Okay, so if you look at this example, I split them into two, like dividing into half, then again divide into half, divide into half. So this, it will remain the same. Once you divide it into two to each, okay, you would compare these and switch. If you have to switch, yes, you will switch, like swapping. Okay, after swapping this, 27, 38, 3 and 43. Now you have to just compare one number with two numbers where this 3 is going to fit in. If it fits in somewhere to the left, middle or to the right, and you will place it. Okay, and then 43, left, middle, right, you will place it. Okay, then 9, 82, 10. This 10 is going to fit in the middle, so you fit in the middle. Now again, where is 9 going to fit? One. So it's like a combination of splitting, swapping, and then insertion sort. In insertion sort, we just take two numbers and then the remaining we keep on inserting. But here we took four numbers and then three numbers and we insert this 9 into somewhere fitting. Okay, so this is quite a complicated one. So just don't, this is the logic. I just wanted to explain you the logic, how it works, but just don't worry about this. Okay. So let's have some practice for the weekend. Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
I will mail you or WhatsApp you the questions just like the other day. Okay.
Okay. Are they just
So
like the program? Have to do it on.
you have to do it on Eclipse, not in the driver like me. You have to write the flowchart. Okay, you have to write the flowchart. After writing the flowchart, uh, where did I write the code? Yeah. So write some code like this in Eclipse, like this, a full code. Write them in Eclipse, and run it, execute it, make sure it is working. Okay. Yeah, cool. And so I will mail you a few questions. Keep working on them over the weekend. We will check them on Monday. Resolve them if you're not able to do. But I would actually, there is kind of a exam. Like every Friday we will have one. So these your scores will be posted to Naveen regularly. This is how, because there is no point in keep on teaching if things are going over your head, right? There is no if there is no measure, that means it is not valid. Okay, so something not measurable is not valid. So I want to measure all your performances, how much you understood and how much you're able to reproduce. and those scores will be reported back to your consultancy. Okay. Chalo guys, I'll email and message you the questions in a short while. Or just keep going through this. Let me ping you the website. This one. So QS Selenium. Yeah. Right. So I have sent you this website where you have a lot of examples. So keep going through these examples. And actually it's too late for me. It's like 11 in the night. So I'll gather some functions for you and I'll mail them at least by tomorrow morning. Keep going through this. You'll have some work in hand. So by your evening Friday, you'll get some questions. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I catch up. Bye.
Bye.